ourselves and the world around us, whether real or imagined. From the first time a group gathered around a campfire to hear tales of the hunt, to the most modern state-of-the-art, tech-driven immersive experience. But what makes a story or an experience immersive? That's the million-dollar question. There are no set rules around it, so the adage of "you know it when you see it" could be modified to "you know it when you're in it," and eventually to "you know it when you believe it." There might be one overarching conceptual question one can use to distinguish between immersive and presentational experiences, and it is critical to the understanding of how to craft story and narrative for these experiences. That distinction is the point of view of the audience. Is your audience's experiential context distinct from the characters or participants? Is the audience intentionally separated from them by some element like the rectangle of a cinema or television screen or a theatrical proscenium? Or is your experience mediated by artificially arranged seating or staging intended to differentiate audience from participant? Conversely, is the experience designed to have the audience and the other participants share the same contextual reality? It's the difference between being within or separate, a spectator, or a participant. This might seem an overly intellectual question if all you're wanting to do is create a cool brand experience for a client. But understanding this framing choice and its incumbent pros and cons is the first crucial step to crafting story and narrative for this strange, complex, always doing things for the first time, quirky, delightful, and powerful medium. If seeing is believing, then doing is understanding. I have had the privilege of working alongside storytellers that have authored some of the most beloved stories of recent generations. And in doing so, I have seen the difference that is made when you put a strong, relatable story at the heart of an experience versus when that story, narrative, or thematic core is weak or missing. It is as true of any movie as it is of a theme park attraction or corporate visitor center. Story drives meaning. Story creates connection. Story allows us to transcend through the intellectual into the emotional, and from the specifics of accuracy into the bigger shared truths that reflect our humanity. While the basics of story are universal, no matter the medium, the specifics of crafting story for immersive experiences are quite quirky and challenging. They serve up a collection of unique opportunities. How to construct a frame for your story. Every story has one. How to invite and connect with an audience. How to communicate expectations and establish the ground rules of participation. How to accommodate the inputs of participants in the narrative without breaking it. How to determine what is and isn't actually important in your story. And, not to be dismissed, how to get this all done in the context of a professional workplace and as part of a dynamic team. The craft and profession of writing for this broad category of immersive experiences offers no shortage of challenges and discoveries, but also no shortage of fun. I have had the privilege of working alongside Margaret for the last 6 years. I have seen firsthand just what it takes to meld the mechanics of narrative structure, the peculiar nuances of participatory experiences, and to shape it all into the service of meaningful and relevant overarching themes and goals. Many times, as we've sat around our own campfire, crafting the stories and experiences we want to tell, we have come to rely on some of the tips, tricks, exercises, and insights that Margaret has collected in this book. Of course, it was usually a messy conference room and not a campfire. There is no guaranteed method to creating great stories. Every project has its own collection of unique opportunities, constraints, audience, and intent. However, the ideas contained in this book can hopefully convey some version of the alchemy of wisdom, inspiration, experience, and perseverance that Margaret has provided to every project that we've worked on together. This book can provide a valuable service to the prospective professional by outlining just what the expectations, deliverables, working dynamic,